Yo, Commanders Nation, what it is, it's your man Gerard B on Gerard B TV, and y'all know we in the critical part of the offseason where we ain't got nothing to talk about, but we ain't building no more, young. We are in a pivoting point, okay? This offseason, this draft, all of that wasn't random. It was intentional on how Adam Peters and Dan Quinn was moving. All right, you got to really look at what Adam Peters just did. You got to really listen to what DQ really be saying. All right. When you understand what JD is mentally right now, you start to realize something real quick, real quick. This team is trying to get back to that 2024 form, the vibes, but with a completely different identity. All right. And today we're going to break all that down. So you already know what to do. Let's get active. All right, so let's start off at the top, man. At the top of the mountain, you got AP. Everything flows through AP. It's a well-oiled machine over there in Ashburn. So happy to see it, son. Been forever. All right. The team is being built with competition, speed, and versatility in mind. Those are the top three tenets that you're going to see about our squad. Not just talent, functional talent. That's very important distinction, right? That's guys that can do multiple things, guys that can fit into what DQ wants overall, but specifically the coordinators, David Blau and Devontae Jones. The schemes that they want to run, you already heard AP talking about how these guys have been in lockstep with these coordinators. That's very important if we trying to recapture that magic of 2024, but not copying it, evolving it. All right, that's the key tenet, evolving. All right, getting better. So I'm saying, if you rocking with the channel, you know who the centerpiece of the defense is. You know who the centerpiece of the defense is, and that's none other than super soldier Sonny. All right, and AP has something very interesting to say on NFL Network. So let's go ahead and peep what he had to say about Sonny Styles.
Directions. Why was he the pick?
You start. Sonny checks all the boxes right away, and just in terms of the person, the football character, the intelligence, everything you would want off the field, the leadership. You talk to guys at Ohio State, the coaches, his teammates, they all revere him as a person, as a young man. And then obviously you see the type of specimen he is. He's 6'5", he runs a 4.4. He's an incredible sideline to sideline defender, a guy who's for today's NFL. He makes the field smaller. He can blitz, he can cover, he can tackle. He does everything really well. So
AP basically saying he makes the field smaller. All right. According to Adam Peters, no hesitation, no debate about selecting this man, Sonny Styles. Letting you know that this is more about the defensive overhaul no longer being trash. All right. This is about defensive philosophy, giving us the green dot, somebody in the middle of the field that's gonna make offenses' lives miserable. That is key. All right, because this is exactly what Devontae Jones needs: a chess piece, a chaos creator. All right, a guy who's gonna let us disguise everything and anything we want to do on defense. If you want to blitz, cool, we got it. You want to drop him in the coverage, cool, he got it. You want to spy him on Jalen Hurts and Jackson Dart, cool, cooked. They hamstrung up, they locked up. All right, this is our defensive joker, homie. I'm so excited about this pick. The more and more we move away from the draft, the more excited I get about this pick, man. So, yeah, let's flip to the offense real quick. Because this is where things definitely got interesting. You know about our third-round pick, all right, who I'm seeing is our wide receiver, too. AP has some interesting things to say about this man as well. NFL Network, check out what he had to say.
Thought the pick in the third round, Antonio Williams, I thought he'd come off the board in the second round. You talk about surrounding Jayden with talent, that certainly helps. What stood out to you about Antonio in the process? And when you look at the receiver room as a whole, do you feel like you've got enough there, or do you still need to add here in the months to come?
Yeah, Antonio, like you said, Tom, I think we were really fortunate to have him in the third round, too. I thought he was going to be a second-round pick like you, and I think a little bit of that is because he played really through an injury all of his 2025 season. But if you go back to his 2024 season, he was extremely productive and really He's a guy who we look at as a Z and an F, so he can play outside and inside. And his speed, his play speed, his route running, I think is elite for a college player. So he's a guy who can come in and play right away. He runs NFL routes. He can beat man coverage, and he can win on the outside. He's almost 6 feet, and he's really fast. So he can play on the outside. He can win with his route running. He's got really good hands. He can run after the catch, as you see there. And he's a really willing blocker, too. So
listen, that sounds like a wide receiver 2 to me. That sounds like a wide receiver 2 to me. This is not a depth draft pick. This is not somebody that's just going to be on the roster just to be on the roster. This is somebody that's going to be a weapon for Jayden Daniels. This is someone that David Blau is going to be able to scheme for immediately. You need separation, route IQ, versatility, yak, toughness. That's Antonio Williams, homie. He's a move me anywhere type of receiver. I'm open, regardless of who's on me. I'm open. So we got ourselves one with Antonio Williams. AP believes it. He said, oh, second round pick. He would have been a first round pick if his tape was like his 2024 tape. We already talked about that. So again, we betting on the upside. We betting on the fact that he's already an NFL player now. He's ready to go. Out the box. Out the box. JD. Got yourself one, my boy. You got yourself one. Now, y'all know AP was not getting off NFL Network without talking about the heartbeat of the squad. All right, Jayden Daniels, the man himself, 5 himself, because everything depends on him. And last year, let's call it like it was a nightmare. So, of course, AP had to talk about how my man was going to come back from missing 10 games due to that knee, hamstring, and elbow situation, and we never had stability as an offense. Let's see what AP had to say about that right quick.
Well, I think you start with Jayden, and he's already jump-started it. He's had an incredible offseason. He's really been diligent about working in this offseason. He's been out in LA, but he's working with his trainers out there, with his throwing coach, and he's in great shape. He came back here phase one. He looks great. He feels great. He's healthy. So that's how it starts. And then obviously we've spent this whole offseason really surrounding him with players who can help him and make sure that he doesn't have to put his team on his shoulders all the time and be Superman. So, we did it both with offensive guys, but really a lot with defensive guys in free agency. So we were able to really fortify our defense and get, one of our stated goals was to really get younger and faster. And we think we did a really good job of that, and surrounding him with players, not only on his side of the ball, but the guys on the other side of the ball that get him the ball back.
Facts, because that's all it's about. Complimentary football. And DQ had to chime in. DQ had to chime in today. DQ was like, JD got that extra hunger. He don't need no extra motivation. The boy is hungry. All right, comeback player of the year, MVP candidate, Super Bowl, all of that. We need all of that. 2024 vibes, get us right back. That right. You know what this means? We are attacking the offseason, just like we're going to do during the season. We're going to be attacking offenses on defense, and we're going to be attacking defenses on offense. JD locked in mentally. The coaching staff locked in. AP locked in. Yo, fans, we got to be locked in, son. All right? We trying to take something back. We trying to get that back. We trying to get that feeling back, because it's not just about comeback season. This is a revenge tour, yo. This is a mean revenge tour. AP already confirmed our man's is healthy, out there training in Cali. You see him putting in the work. You see the clip he's going around, working out with teammates, unnamed teammate as well, right? And my man's already ready to prepare to bounce back. And we ready for 5 to do what 5's going to do. And what 5's going to do is take this league, again, by storm. And again, I think he's going to be an MVP candidate, brother, because, how could he not? So when you zoom out, what are we really looking at? All right, we're looking at a team that added a defensive cornerstone with their first pick, added a wide receiver 2 with their second pick, reinforced the trenches throughout the offseason, gave us a move tight end to replace Zach Ertz, gave us added trench effectiveness from the edge. Linebacker core is fully revamped. We got a head hunting safety. Got our left tackle signed up. Damn good job, AP. We built around the QB the right way. We built around the QB the right way. We still got things we got to do. But more importantly than that, we built around the identity of the team. It's not hype. It's not headlines. We're not chasing clicks. We going after our identity, homie. All right, and you know what our identity is, Commander fans? Being fast, physical, multiple, competitive. Everything we saw this offseason so far, it matches that. We got to continue that fire going on to this program, this offseason program. Got to. So I'm asking y'all, did Adam Peters cook this offseason? I think he did. Are we overhyping the roster a bit? I don't think so. You let me know how you feel. Is Sonny Styles the next defensive superstar of this league? I think so. You let me know. Is Antonio Williams about to surprise the league? I think so. You let me know. And most importantly, is this the year that Jayden Daniels takes over the league? I think so. What you think? Let me know in the comment section, homie. If you rockin', hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe. This was Gerard BTV. We on the road to 5K subscribers, dog. Then 10K, then 20K. The world is ours, young. Pinky in the brain mindset. You feel me? This is Gerard BTV with Burgundy and Gold. We never fold. We talk Commanders football. We keep it real. We keep it raw. Let's ride, y'all. We out of here.